Welcome to Crypto Flywheel, the podcast where we spin up strategies to turn your digital efforts into unstoppable momentum. Now, let's get the flywheel turning. Hey, Professor X, how are you?
Good afternoon, Digital X. How's your Sunday morning been?
Sunday morning's been great. I had a great morning.
You watch any football?
No football. I was just doing some housework.
Nice. Here, me too. And I'm excited about our episode today because we're talking about real interesting stuff right here. Digital X?
Yeah, we are. We definitely are going to be talking about some interesting stuff. But I know you wanted to say something about one of our listeners that had reached out to you.
Yes, absolutely. So we had a guy that reached out to us whose name is, I'm going to throw out a name. I'm dropping names today. His name is Daniel. Daniel reached out and asked us, so he's really new to this space, and he's like, man, this is great content that you guys are putting out there, but I got to be honest with you, the words that you guys talk about in the, he had to look up and Google. With that, I think, Lex, I think we're going to have to keep this episode to a more layman terminology because we can't expect every one of our listeners to know exactly what we're talking about, you know, in terms of terminology.
Yeah, I'll try to make it a little bit more difficult.
Understood. Let's go.
Okay. All right, Daniel. Thanks for reaching out, and we appreciate you. So let's get started. So today's topic, we wanted to bring in, I know everyone's heard of AI. For those that don't know, artificial intelligence. Wanted to go over that with you. Wanted to let you know, why is artificial intelligence and blockchain technology becoming essential partners, and what does this mean to our careers? So many of us have experienced rapid changes in technology over the decades, from the internet to smartphones. Now in 2025, AI is the intelligence behind advanced tools like predictive analytics and automated assistance, and this is joining forces with blockchain. So this is a secure, distributed system that underpins cryptocurrency. Together, they're addressing each other's weaknesses and opening new possibilities. So, what are AI and blockchain? I'm sure all our listeners know what AI stands for. For those that don't, AI is referred to as artificial intelligence. It's like a super smart computer hub. It powers things like voice assistants on your phone, recommendations on Netflix, or tools that predict weather. Blockchain is the tech behind Bitcoin. It's a digital ledger, like a shared notebook, that's super secure and spread across many computers, so no one can cheat or hack it easily. You may ask, why do they team up? There's 3 reasons why. First, trust. AI can be a black box. It gives answers, but you don't always see how. So blockchain's records everything openly so you can check for fairness. Second, safety. AI needs good data. Blockchain protects it from fakes or hacks by sharing it securely. And the third, fairness. Big companies control most AI today, like Google and OpenAI. So with blockchain, it's decentralized. It lets everyone share computer power and get paid. I'll give you some examples. We have a coin called Bitensor. It's a groundbreaking open source blockchain protocol that creates a decentralized network for machine learning and artificial intelligence. And the second one we have is Render. Render is a token. It's built on the Ethereum ERC20 network. So this is a decentralized GPU computing platform for using your home PC to help you with big tasks. Let me also give you, how does blockchain and AI fit into our real life examples? Professor X, can you give us some examples on how that happens?
Well, I'll tell you this. Let's get back to what and make it more appealing to or understanding to our listeners. When you talk about AI being integrated into blockchain, we are talking about moving from a speculative asset to possibly investing into a non-speculative asset. You know, so what does that even mean? So you say you're essentially creating a system that can think, verify, and settle without human element coming into play, right? Like the delays that are caused by human. And we'll get down into the nitty gritty as we talked in previous episodes about ISO 20022. But to keep it right on topic here, AI is what's going to do all the thinking for the fundamental technology or the innovative technology of blockchain and the distributed ledger technology.
Let's give our audience some examples of real life situations where we use AI. Can you think of any, Professor X? Like, I know you were dealing with the energy industry at some point, and you have aggregated a lot of data for them.
Yes, absolutely. For example, on my 9-to-5 job, I'm a business development professional that reaches out to clients to find, to provide services for energy efficiencies, like from the electricity procurement and electricity efficiency side. So that is now being replaced. My role can be easily replaced because AI can find that information, that data. When people are searching for such services, it can be aggregated by the AI itself. So that a role like a business development or inside sales can be replaced. So that, many roles are being replaced, and AI is actually solving a lot of these problems for owners or organizations. So that's, and that can be in energy, healthcare. It can go across oil and gas. It can go anywhere, any industry sector.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of industries are going to be affected by this, especially in the healthcare, in the legal, law firms as well.
Engineering.
Engineering. I mean, it's going to affect a lot of these jobs. But the good thing about it is there's job opportunities in that sector. You could, by building blockchain systems or you being involved in that type of setting. But if you have any type of skill sets, that's more valuable at this point. Example, plumbers to electricians, things like that, or even construction, concrete laying, you name it. I mean, anything that requires a special skill set, your job is pretty much secure. I mean, AI, it's very difficult for AI to come in and transition you out right now.
Yeah.
So moving from that, what else do we have today?
So we could talk about moving right along for how AI and blockchain are integrating in today's society and the business world, right? So that could be an area where we can talk about how ISO 20022 upgrades are also incorporating a lot of the AI to make it from a speculative market to a non-speculative market. That has to do, what you said earlier, has to do a lot with the data and how data rich everything is and how that solves a lot of the problems where money moves and humans reconcile it later, right? So, but money with AI incorporated or integrated, money moves and systems decide instantly. So that's a huge upgrade from legacy systems to innovative technology solving a real world problem, right? So what are your thoughts on that, Digital X?
Yeah, for our audience, I know you had mentioned ISO 20022. For those that are unaware of what it stands for, ISO is basically an international standard for electronic financial messaging, and it's developed by an international organization of standards that stands for ISO. It's a universal language that banks and payment systems and financial institutions use to exchange data about transactions like payments, securities, or reports.
Yeah, I agree. And the goal here is, Digital X, is for our listeners to understand or comprehend that if you learn the rails first, then evaluate projects, then through new lens, your participation is about the learning, not just buying. Participation is also building a personal process with this new asset class, right? Safe, repeatable things that can best position yourself to get real world gains, if you will, in this new asset class. So understanding it There are many layers to it, and we'll get into that from our Crypto Flywheel learning path segment. But, that's kind of what we need to have our listeners comprehend, is that the more you know about this space, the better equipped you are to succeed in your investment foray into.
So, Professor X, can you give our audience some examples of ISO 20022 compliant coins that the banks are looking for their messaging standard?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the leader in this ecosystem, ISO 20022, everything works off of the XRP ledger. It's referred to as the XRPL. Now, that governance coin is XRP. So similarly, that's just one that provides cross-border payment settlement provisions, right? So then you have the Stellar Lumens protocol, which the governance token there is XLM. And that's another coin that is set to, in tandem with XRP, move up once the financial world or cross-border and peer-to-peer payment rails are fully adopted. You'll see both of these tokens or coins move up parabolically. And that is not because it's price action based off of retail investors coming into the space and new volume coming into the space and new money coming into the space, but because of the institutions that are utilizing this as infrastructure. The cost of the transition or the payment transactions are being executed through their governance tokens or coins, right? So these coins will have to be valued at a higher rate than it is today. That is where our listeners can position themselves to invest in that area. And this is not financial advice. This is just an educational information provided to our listeners. Now, we have understood how this is going to happen, and so this is why we mentioned these two particular protocols. DigitalX, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah. Also, along with that, they also have found other coins that fit this standard. They're ADA, Cardano, HBAR, HBAR, which is Hedera, Algo, which is Algorand, and IOTA, IOTA, and XDC Network, and Quant, QUANT.
Can you expand a little bit more? I know that I didn't mention this because I wanted you to talk about it. It's because I know that you have a better understanding of the Quant network, and that's QNT for our listeners. So could you talk a little bit more about that and how it facilitates this ecosystem, DigitalX?
Yeah, definitely. So the Quant token, the Quant network is a blockchain technology company focused on interoperability. So this makes different blockchains and traditional systems talk to each other. So you got to look at it as it's a API type of coin. So the core technology behind Quant is it's an overledger. Its a flagship product is Overledger, the world's first blockchain operating system like an API gateway. It connects public blockchains like Bitcoin, Ethereum, private networks, and legacy financial systems without needing new infrastructure. So this enables enterprises to build multi-chain applications, or what you call MApps, integrate tokenized assets, and support things like CBDCs or cross-border payments. And this project was founded by Gilbert Burdian. He was a cybersecurity expert with experience in standards like ISO TC307. That's another standard, just like ISO 20022 that we just mentioned previously. So Quant basically targets banks, governments, and big businesses. So it's a good project to get into. It's one of those ISO 222 coins that meet that standard. We also have several other coins which we can talk about in another date, but these are ISO 222 projects, and I hope our audience pays attention and try to find more information. And if you have any questions, you could always feel free to reach out to us in the comment section. We'll be happy to answer any of your questions that you need.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was great information. DigitalX, I think that was a great episode. I think we had covered a lot of information here. We hope to get more questions like Daniel had provided so that we can make this podcast even better and more valuable to our listeners. So with that, I think we can wrap it up if you don't have anything else to add, Digilex.
No, we're good.
Okay, so thank you. And with that, the Crypto Flywheel will be signing off on this Sunday afternoon. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you.